Hey guys, Lise here from Hustle and Groove, and in this video I wanted to do a little bit of a breakdown on an experiment that has just finished, or to be fair, I will probably have even more numbers to share with you in about 30 days, but I wanted to do this video first and then I'll follow up with that other video in 30 days. First, let's talk about the experiment. So I'm a huge fan of collaborating when it comes to building my email list, but I also love running lead generation ads. So I have lead generation ads running in the background at around $15 a day that bring in around 12 to 15 people a day just into my world. So you can see here, that's kind of what this looks like. Now I also have a whole bunch of assets in play on top of that. So I have 36 plus books published on Amazon. They're all nonfiction. And I also receive around 5 to 10 subscribers a day coming in through those books. So I've got lots of irons in the fire. But when it comes to having a major influx into my world, collaborations are what I love. And so what I decided to do this time round is compare a couple of different things. So for my members, I run a list building event every quarter, and it's a 48-hour event. And the premise behind that is everyone submits some type of paid offer that is then free for that limited amount of time. So 48 hours. I'm a huge fan of, if you're submitting something that is normally paid, that it doesn't have to be available for 5-7 days for free, right? Like, let's keep it a really short window, and it also encourages people to take action rather than just looking at something and going, oh, I'll come back to it. So 48 hours is the window that I choose for my list building event. So that was run on the 11th and 12th of May. So literally just took place. And then just before that, I joined another bundle. So this is a slightly different approach. And I want to kind of just walk you through both of these scenarios and kind of how this all played out. So I was contacted by a really good friend of mine online, Nicole Beatty. Hey, Nicole, if you choose to watch this. And she ran a bundle. And the way that the bundle process works is, if you're the organizer, you're looking for people to submit a paid offer into a bundle, and that's available for a period of time. And Nicole did this over, I think it was 7 days. So I think it was from May 4th to May 12th was the period of time that my offer was available for free, but only if people opted into the bundle. And so the difference between this and my giveaway is that everyone that wanted to access the products had to sign up to Nicole's email list first. So they had to sign up to access the bundle. So that's step one. And then once they signed up to that, then they got access to all the bundle gifts, and then they could individually go and sign up to someone's email list. Now, what was different for me in this instance was that Nicole also offered some VIP spots, some paid spots to be featured at the top of each section. So Nicole also sectioned out her offers. So this was called the audience, I think it was Audience Growth Building Bundle. So geared towards helping people grow their email list, right? So grow their audience. So all the products that were featured in this bundle were to do that, to, help people build their email list, audience, whatever you want to call it. So I chose to do this VIP, and I wanted to just do a really quick comparison between the people that came in over my 48-hour window versus the ones that came in over that kind of 7-day period, and where the paying to be featured really had a major impact on people coming into my world. And then also what that looked like from a Tripwire conversion perspective. So you can see here the big jump. So this is this one here in particular was the day that that bundle started. So I had 47 new subscribers, and then the way that ConvertKit calculates this is then if you have cancellation, so that's people unsubscribing, then you get 29 net new subscribers. So what I have at this point in time is for the bundle, we had about, and I can just show you very, very quickly by going into here. So total subscribers was 625. However, I had this going out to my audience. So some people subscribed to grab this free gift as well. And so a much better number for me to review is actually 488 brand new subscribers. So this is an automation. I have lots of things happening whenever I do any of these type of events. I always have different things happening, and I would call this a funnel. So I'm a huge fan of utilizing my email list in the best way possible. So I wanted you to kind of see what this looks like. So when people came in, they were removed from my normal welcome sequence, and then they went into they were tagged so that I could exclude them from my normal emails. So pro tip, if you are participating in bundles like this, the worst thing that you can do is include your brand new people in your normal emails. So whether you call that a newsletter or whatever, because they're already going to be overwhelmed, right? I am always stepping back and thinking through, what does my audience, the people who are just coming into my world, what's going to be really annoying for them? And that's getting a whole bunch of emails, right? So in this particular sequence, in this particular funnel, I actually sent an email out to people immediately that basically said, here's your freebie, right? Here's the thing that you signed up for. And then I also said, hey, I know that you joined as part of this bundle, and you're not going to hear from me for another 7 days. So you're not going to get welcome emails or anything like that, because the bundle was going for 7 days. So I didn't want people getting inundated from me, at least. So that's what I did. So this sequence is still playing out because the 7 days literally just finished on Friday, the 12th. And so now I know that the reason why it says 139 completed, because what I did in the sequence is I filtered out anyone who was already on my email list. So that's why I know that although it says 683 subscribers joined, I also had people unsubscribe after that first email, and that's just normal. Some people just want to grab the free thing and then exit, and that's totally fine. I'm a huge fan of repelling the people who do not jive with me, and trust that if someone loves what I've done, right, if they actually go through the offer that they grabbed, they'll come back, right? So I don't worry about unsubscribes. I pay attention to anything that is outside the norm, but on average, it's like a 1 to 2% unsubscribe rate. That's perfect, right? Don't need to worry about that. Now, if it increased to 10% or higher, then I need to pay attention. So I know that 139 people were already on my email list. So we can say 488 brand new subscribers came in over that kind of 7-day period. So what was the result for being featured? So I've participated in a lot of different bundles, and I would say that this amount of people who joined my email list is actually pretty normal. So I don't believe that paying to be featured had any impact on how many people joined my email list, because I participated in a bundle back in December and I had very similar numbers, and I did not pay to be featured. So it was an interesting exercise, and I wanted to see what it looks like, because on average, if I'm paying $15 a day for lead gen ads, I wanted to see what it would look like if I paid $97 for a 7-day period, whether that would make any difference. And so at this point in time, not seeing any major difference in terms of being featured. And also in terms of Tripwire, in this particular instance, the Tripwire had like a 1% conversion, which is quite low for me. So at this point in time, I'm not sure that I will necessarily pay again, but I probably will need to do another test, right, to see apples for apples, because like I said, this was the first time I was doing that. So let's roll with 488 subscribers over a 7-day period from that collaboration versus the actual people who came in over my 48-hour one. Now, I will say this, we had in The bundle, there were 90 participants. So I don't know, I think Nicole said it was going out to something like 80,000 people. So that's a huge number compared to my list building event where there were 33 people. And I think all up, this would have been going out to about 20,000 people, just so we've got some numbers to kind of understand. Then if we scroll down to the actual form that I use to capture people's email addresses, and yes, I have a lot. So I gave away my Profitable Printables training as a freebie. And you can see here that I had 455 subscribers come into this. Now, again, this doesn't include, or this includes people who are already on my email list. So I didn't do a very good job of kind of separating this. So I don't have a clear picture on what this actually looks like because they just came into here. So actually, if I come into here, I can probably look at the report. The report will give me a bit more clarity around that. Actually, you know what? This is perfect. Okay, so now I can see. So 455 subscribers is brand new versus 478. So actually a low number of people on my actual email list picked this up, and that's just because this offer is inside the Digital Business Lab, my $9 a month membership. So a lot of people are already in that, so they don't need to grab that freebie. They already have access to it. So 455 versus 488. To me, I personally believe a 48-hour window works better, and there's not a huge difference between this and the other collaboration. So it's just interesting to me to see that. Now, would I participate in a bundle again? Of course. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of running collaborations, but I think what I would do if I was running a bundle is do things a little bit differently. And I think that's the biggest thing that I want you to understand is that when you are running these types of collaborations, the way that you promote this with your own audience, the things that you offer your contributors to promote those types of things really impacts what happens when this takes place. So the only other thing that I wanted to share with you is, if we just come into here, I just want to show the page because you might not be familiar with what this page actually looks like. So I'm just going to show you. And I have to show you behind the scenes because the page is now redirecting because it expires in that 48-hour period. So I just want to show you, and I think it's on the next page, what this page actually looked like whilst it was live. And I should have ordered it list building event. Okay, so I'm just going to edit this with OptimizePress, which is my premium theme that I use, but also all of the things that allows me to create beautiful pages like the one that you're about to see. So this was called the Spring Fling Giveaway. And because my members are both business and non-business, I sectioned it. So basically what would happen is someone would land on this page and you can see the timer is already at 0 and it would have the timer would say how many hours were left. And then they could click, right? So if they clicked on this one, it would take them straight to the business related gifts. And if they wanted non-business gifts, then they could click on that and it would take them straight to that. And then this is basically what the page looks like. So resources to help you in your business. This is where it landed. And so each of these beautiful, amazing people submitted their gift, their paid offers into this particular giveaway. And all that I do, I don't take everyone's email address. I much prefer to just allow the person landing on this page to choose what they want to have access to, right? So that's why I like the 48-hour window because it allows me to kind of do it that way. And then the onus is on the person submitting their thing to control and manage their opt-in page, all of those things. Now, I had a tripwire in place for this, and I had a 3% conversion on that, which is actually really great to a cold audience. So I'm a huge fan of having a tripwire in place, but not always necessary, and sometimes you just don't have everything in place. So this is how I lay out the page. It's pretty straightforward, and then here's all the personal development ones, and then I also provide people with a mock-up image to create, so they've got something to use, and then give them some guidance on what to write here. So that's pretty much the rundown. What I'm going to do now is run people through a different kind of sequence to invite them to join the Digital Business Lab, which is my always open membership, but it's my entry level. And so the reason why I'm saying that I won't have more data around that for around 30 days is because the email sequence for that runs over around 20 days. Now, there's not an email every day before you ask that question, but I just wanted to kind of share what that's going to look like. So list building and the way that you build your audience, to me, there are two very clear ways that you can do this. Collaboration, which is definitely one of my favorite ways of building my audience, particularly quickly. So if you're thinking about releasing a new offer, or if you're thinking about doing a launch, I highly recommend that you run or participate in a collaboration around 30 to 60 days before you do that, so that you can get fresh people into your world, and then supplement that with running a lead generation ad at around $5 a day. I choose to run mine at $15 a day, and it does depend on your audience, and it does depend on your niche as to how much you need to spend to get people coming into your world. But hopefully this was insightful. Hopefully you learned something, and just know that I'm going to be helping you figure this stuff out, helping you figure out how to do a collaboration and where to find collaboration opportunities. I'm running a Audience Amplify Bootcamp in June, so stay tuned for that, and I will chat to you soon. Take care.